Donald Trump addresses the nation, claiming a ceasefire is near. Iran denies it. Latest Istat report shows a decline in Italy's employment. Cherry trees are flowering across Rome as spring begins. Zeta visits Dublin's Grafton Street, renowned worldwide for its lively street music. Good morning and welcome to this edition of Zeta News. I am Salvatrice Dannacampo. Iran fires new missiles at Israel after US President Donald Trump threats to bomb Iran back to the Stone Ages. With more details on the conflict in the Middle East is Andrea Charur.
In the early hours of the morning, President Trump addressed the U.S. with comments on the war in Iran, where he reiterated earlier comments saying the country's war aims in Iran were nearly achieved. He expressed that operations could be increased over the next 2 to 3 weeks, after suggesting yesterday that the war could end in that timeframe, regardless of whether a deal is struck with Iran. He signaled that Iran's nuclear capabilities were nearly eliminated and its military destroyed. Enriched uranium stockpiles still remain in the country. Iranian officials have denied that serious peace talks are underway, contradicting the White House's claims that Iran called for a ceasefire. Trump also called on U.S. allies to open the Strait of Hormuz themselves. This came on the same day that Telegraph published an interview where Trump said he was considering exiting NATO. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced a summit with EU leaders to deepen economic and defense cooperation in light of the war. Trump has repeatedly criticized the UK and EU countries for not contributing. Meanwhile, the strikes are ongoing, with the conflict now in its 33rd day.
In other news, a demonstration by a youth movement took place in Rome's San Lorenzo district in opposition to both the government and the political establishment. For more details, Rocco Mattone.
Solo I lavoratori vogliono crearsi una famiglia e vogliono vivere.
Yesterday, the far-left youth organization Cambiare Rotta held a public assembly in Piazza dell'Immacolata in Rome. After the assembly, the march moved through the streets of San Lorenzo as organizers called on young people to unite and organize.
We are here to gather after the no victory in the referendum and to say that no one represents us, starting with this fascist government, but also the centre-left, which is trying to claim a powerful wave of youth participation that does not belong to it.
Demonstrators denounced a deep youth crisis, from low wages and job insecurity to the right to education and soaring rents.
New data shows that Italy's labor market is in transition, with a decline in employment. Davide Bertuzzi takes a closer look.
The latest figures from Istat reveal a market that is stable in size, with around 24.1 million people currently in work. However, look beneath the surface and you see a country in the middle of a structural transformation. Over the past year, there has been a dramatic move away from a temporary employment. Short-term roles have fallen by over 200,000, while the number of people working for themselves has climbed to 5.3 million. This shift is most visible among the youth. While the national unemployment rate has edged up to 5.3% this month, the jobless rate for those under 24 has actually fallen to 7.6%.
Even though total job numbers haven't changed dramatically, the types of work available are shifting. Some young Italians are still searching for their first permanent role, while others are creating work for themselves.
The decline of the short-term contract, once the standard entry point for young workers, suggests a structural revolution.
Well, I decided to work freelance because there aren't a lot of roles that match my skills, and going freelance allows you to gain more experience.
This generation is actively navigating a market in transition, ultimately shaping how work will look in the years ahead.
No need to travel to Tokyo to see the cherry blossoms. Trees are blooming across Rome to mark the beginning of spring.
Each spring, the flowering of cherry blossoms begins to change Rome's appearance. This transformation is nowhere more visible than around the Lago del Eor. I'm here in Rome's Eor district along the Passeggiata del Giappone for a few weeks at the end of March and the beginning of April. This modern skyline reflects the incredible colours of pink. It's a fleeting transformation. The flowering here just lasts a few weeks, carefully shaped by specific shifts in temperature, light and timing.
Nell'ultimo secolo il Giappone ha donato degli esemplari allo Stato italiano e un nucleo di ciliegi giapponesi intorno al laghetto dell'Eur.
The Sakura season ushers in the beginning of spring, encouraging the public to venture outdoors.
Allora, i ciliegi è il rinascimento, una nuova proprio vita, lasciamo indietro tutto, è un bel inizio, no? Perché la primavera arriva, il sole arriva, è una bella prospettiva di vita.
È una cosa bellissima, io penso uno dei più belli posti che ci stanno qui a Roma.
In Japan, Sakura symbolize the beauty and fragility of life. Here, in Rome, they found a second home.
Dublin's Grafton Street is world famous for its vibrant street music scene. To find out why these performances are so vital to the city, our correspondent in Ireland, Joseph Tulin, has the full report.
Street performers are the soundtrack of the capital of Ireland. For decades, the streets of Dublin have been filled with guitarists and singers trying to make a name for themselves.
Dublin City is known for its musical tradition, and many of our most popular artists got their start busking here on the streets. To this day, on Grafton Street, here in the heart of the capital, many young artists come out here to showcase their talents.
Even in the age of social media, the busking scene remains vibrant, even attracting performers from abroad. I spoke to Riccardo Carizzoli, originally from Italy, who moved to Ireland to be part of the music scene here.
I loved Irish music already when I was in Italy, and I just wanted to get more into it and kind of find out the roots of this music. So I just said to myself, let's go to Dublin.
These artists come out to connect with the public and build their profile in hopes of receiving opportunities, chasing the dream to become the next Bono.
I think the street is very real. So if you're doing something good, people are gonna respond in a good way. If you're doing something bad, people are gonna respond in a bad way.
I'd say the people, just getting to interact with people from different places, and I love that. Yeah.
I just love playing. I love playing music.
In recent years, stricter regulations have made it more difficult to perform. Buskers only have 1 hour before they have to shuffle to another spot, making it difficult to gather a crowd. Despite this, they continue to be an essential part of the identity of the city.
For the first time in over 50 years, humans are officially on their way back to the moon. Following a successful liftoff from Kennedy Space Center yesterday evening, the Orion spacecraft is currently in high Earth orbit. The 4-person crew has spent the last 12 hours verifying life support systems and testing manual flight controls before they commit to the lunar phase of the mission. This was today's Zeta News. As of late, we have our magazine available in our website, The Long Winter. Remember to follow us in our social medias, and thank you for watching. Until next time.